G'day guys, welcome back. I'm going to do another drip bowl for you. Since the last one was pretty much of a failure. If you saw it, you'll know what I was talking about. I used tin foil in it. I crunched it up because I wanted to get like a water look. Anyway, then I couldn't get the tin foil out and I said to you, I'm going to do it again. So I bought a big roll of cellophane paper just off Amazon. I cut a piece. I scrunched it. Now I am using, as you can see, I've got my instant mold that I make myself. This is a 40 centimeter one. Now I've just added some Resin sky blue, just a little bit to my resin. So what I've done is I've got my board, I've got my instant mold down, and then I've got my cellophane over the top. Initially I had the cellophane down and then I put the instant mold on top, which is what I would usually do, which I have done. But because this is crinkled, it's no longer, smooth, and I was worried that the resin would peek out through, through all the little crevices. Even though they're minute, it's resin, it'll find its way out. So that's why I'm putting it on the outside, and I'm just using this as a barrier to keep my resin in. Okay, so that's what I've done. I don't want it very dark. See on there? It looks very different, doesn't it? So obviously we need a little bit more. All right, so I mixed, this is the Platinum 360 Plus, my favorite resin, as you guys all know. And I thought, probably needs about 2 cups of resin. Does that sound about right? About 2 cups. So I did 350 grams of A, 150 grams of B, because A is heavier than B when you weigh it. And I've got 500 grams, so 2 cups. Divide 500 by 30 and that'll give you the ounces. Okay, still really pale. I do want to see a bit of blue. I just don't want to go crazy and have it too dark. Because what it looks like when it's deep like this is not what it looks like when it's shallow. But I just want a hint of colour. It doesn't have to be very dark at all. All right, look at that. I'm going to go with that. Gonna go with that. All right, here we go. Because it's starting to feel a bit warm now. I'm hoping that the sort of crinkle, crackle effect will stay in the resin. Now, the other thing I need to do is, so I've made this cellophane bigger. Because when I drape it over my stand, I want enough room for the resin to drip. So that's why it's gone over. So what I need to do now is I need to kind of do this so that the resin, I don't know how successful I'm going to be, so that the resin can go to the edges. Anyway, we'll just pour it on. Like so, and then I thought I'd just put the last little bit, I'll just put an extra little bit of dark in the middle there, a bit darker. I might have to mix up some more. I wasn't sure until I started how much I was going to need, but I thought it might be nice just to have a little bit of darker in the middle. So I thought I'll just pour most of it out, and then just a little bit that's left I can just put in the middle. Like so, and that way it kind of blends nicely, but I don't think I'm going to have enough, you guys. My gosh, probably needs 3 cups rather than 2 cups. So let's see if I can get it to kind of, I need to get it to come to the edges. So yeah, I don't know, it's not ideal, like it would have been better if I could just put the instant mold straight onto the plastic itself. Might have to just sort of have a bit of a play, like put a bit of tape there or something. I don't know whether that would work. It'd probably just fall down. I have to try and keep it up. Oh, look, it works. Oh gosh. All right, so I'm just going to have spend a bit of time pushing this out to the edges. Putting some tape on that like that so the plastic stays up. And I'm going to mix up some more resin because I haven't got enough. And then I'll be back. Got my other cup of resin. This is working a treat, you guys. A treat! Look! It's keeping everything up rather than flopping over. So anyway, happy with that. So I'm going to pour, I did another cup, did I tell you? Another cup, 250 grams. So 175 grams of A, 75 grams of B, that's 250. So I'm just going to pop this around the outside. And then I'll put another little bit of the dark just in the middle. I'll use my stick to push. Oh my gosh. Now I've gone over there. All right, let's use the left hand so we can get in here, Julie. All right, save that little bit and I'll put a little bit more, maybe not that much, just a little bit of the, save a little bit of the blue left. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll have to clean up this bit where I've dripped. I was too busy watching down here. I didn't look up here. Oh gosh. Keeping it real, guys. Keeping it real. Okay, so this resin ink mixes in really well. There's no streaks. It's not an alcohol ink. It's just a resin ink from Resin. Let's pour that into the middle. So hopefully if my drip works, that darker center will kind of find its way and make little drips towards the edges, I guess. Stretch out a bit. Who knows? Who knows what it's going to do? But hopefully it will be pretty. Okay, so that's all my resin. Now what I'm going to do is very carefully, I'm just going to go in, press my cellophane into the edges there. Look, it doesn't matter if it doesn't, you know, make a beautiful outer ring, because I'm hoping that it's all going to drip anyway. So it doesn't matter if I haven't got, you know, a total circle. Might change that one to out. Oh, some of them come in, some of them go out. Anyway, yeah, but like I said, it doesn't matter. It's not going to make any difference. All right, so let's leave it there. Don't torch. You've got plastic underneath and you'll melt it, so don't torch. Now I am going to get you down because I want you to see. I'm cleaning my gloves off with some alcohol, and then I can remove them because I'll use them again. Just bear with me, bear with me. There's no point just using gloves once, is there? But I like to clean them off before I use them. All right, one down. And then you've got to be careful because you might have some resin still on your finger, on your end of your gloves there. So, excuse my nails, I've got black spray paint under my nails. So yeah, once you've taken your gloves off, just because there may be, you know, resin on the ends of your gloves, give them a good clean with some alcohol, and then wipe with paper towel, and then I will go and wash them with hot soapy water as well. Right, now that that's done, got to do that. I've got to do it before I can bring you down. Look! Did you see? Because you can't see really from up there. Look. Look at those waves. Those water marks. And I know ring lights are in the way again, but look at that. Looking amazing. Zoom you in. So that's what I'm hoping, that when everything's set and I peel it off, those gorgeous ripples will stay on my piece. And because I've made the plastic longer all the way around, the drips will go onto the plastic and the drips will have the ripple as well. They will, hopefully. All right, so I just have to work out when to take this, lift it up now. My last one didn't drip all that well, so I'll look back and see how long I left that for and then adjust my timing. So it'll still be, it'll still be really quite soft, but all right, I'm gonna go and have a coffee. I'll see you guys for the next step. Righto, so I'm gonna give it a go, try it, take all these little bits of tape out. I can touch it and it's not sticking to me, so I'm hoping I haven't waited too long. I set my timer for 2 hours. I think the last one I did was 2.5 hours, so this one's 2 hours. Actually, it might be 2 hours and 15 minutes. Anyway, I'm hoping it'll be okay. The middle always seems to, oh gosh, I must have got some resin underneath. Oh. All right, let's get this out of the way. I'll have to clean up my board in a minute. Just put this somewhere. Where can I put you? Put you over here. Sorry, just making some room. Now, I've got my post, which you've seen me use before. I'm just grabbing it. It's this. It's just a leg of a table. I've attached the bowl there. Okay, so it's going to be a little bit tricky. Make sure that this plastic doesn't go back over the top. It feels quite warm. Oops, we're going to be a bit close up here. I'll zoom you out in a minute. Just bear with me to get this on. What can you see? What can you see? Probably not much. Anyway, there we go. So I can touch the, see, the middle always ends up being a little bit, oh gosh, you guys, look, I think I've waited too long. The middle always ends up being like deeper, so it kind of cures up faster. I might just actually take that bowl off. I just had a bit of tape there, not tape, just a bit of, oh, that can stay. Just because it wasn't a flat surface, I just had this little bit of putty. It'll be fine. Hopefully it won't stick to the putty. All right. Okay, let's try again. Oh gosh. Kind of even. This is the bit that always takes forever, trying to shape and mold and bend and all of this. But probably should put my gloves on. I can feel some, it must be on the outside, some sticky resin. It's all right, I'll be careful. This resin doesn't actually affect me, which is great. Some resins do. 360 plus doesn't, which is great. Oh gosh. I need somebody. I need another pair of hands. Oh my gosh. Actually, let me get rid of this. Hang on. Bear with me. I just put some piece of plastic and some tape over that. I'm just trying to not let the plastic go back over itself, which is a little bit tricky. Okay, so I'm going to heat it a little bit. I thought it would like melt a bit more. It's still made. Like it's still made. Let me just pull that down a bit. Oh gosh. I will put some tape like to hold it down. Just to make sure I haven't got any plastic curled back over. Okay, now I'm going to get my heat gun out. I think I've left it too long. It's quite hot in the studio today. It's 27 degrees, so I probably should have accounted for that. But that's okay. Look, we learn, don't we? We learn. So the first one I did was 2.5 hours, and it really didn't drip. I had to really heat it. And then this one, it was only actually 2.25 hours, so I probably, should have come back a bit sooner. So I will definitely do it again, because see how it's not draping properly? It's just like folding here, 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 and here. It's not really doing the drape, which I really want it to. So I'll do this anyway, but I'll do another one, and I'll take it off at 1.5 hours. Yes, and see how we go with that. That's all we can do is keep trying. I'm just trying not to get too close. I'm on low on my heat gun. Try not to get too close because I don't want to melt the plastic, obviously. But I'm just seeing if I can heat it. The thing with resin is, though, you know, once it gets to that cure stage, it doesn't matter if you heat it. It's not going to run anymore. It's just going to sort of go rubbery. So I don't know if it will drip. But on the upside, we can see what the like the water ripple effect's going to look like. I've just got a little paper cup in here because it was like squishing down, so I've just put a cup there. But look, either way, I'll be happy because A, I've learnt how long to leave it for, and B, I really want to see what happens with the ripple effect. So. Yeah, I think it'll be fine either way. It just won't be quite as drippy as I was after. But that's okay. I should put these on a turntable, shouldn't I? So make it easier to turn. Alright, let's leave it like that. I better not heat it too much in case I melt the plastic, and then that'll be an awful mess. So I will come back to you. I'm just going to leave my heat gun up like that. You got to be careful because it's very hot on the edge there. You don't want to be touching it onto anything that will melt. Getting a few little drippies here, so I'll just give it a bit of a rest, and I might see if I can like pull it down a bit because the drips are going to want to drip down. So anyway, all right, so it's only been about, I don't know, half an hour. It's pretty much set. Feels quite warm. So what it's not going to drip. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just with my scissors. I'm just going to trim the edges now before it gets too hard, because I've got some drips in some areas. I've got other areas where I've melted the plastic and it's like shriveled up. You know what plastic does when it gets hot. So I'm just going to come around, trim it off. That way at least it will look nice, because it's not going to be a drip bowl. It will just be a water ripper bowl. Water ripple bowl. Gosh. I'm just going to cut this bit of plastic away so it's out of my way. So look, there's always ways that you can, you know, save something, I think. Hopefully there is. Just need to move that out of the way so that I can cut there. Just move it back a touch so that I can cut there. So it's a little bit tacky still, but it's not too bad. I didn't want to leave it until it was rock hard, and then, you know, I wouldn't have been able to cut it and get rid of these edges that I just don't like. Cut that again. There we go. It's looking better already. So don't blame me for not doing it properly, okay? You know, I'm learning. Drip bowls are new to me. And it's just a matter of working out how long to leave it, you know? Actually, look back. My first one, like I said, I left 2.5 hours. It really didn't drip much at all. And then, so that was 2.5 hours. So I said, okay, this one I will check at 2 hours, but it was 1 hour and 3/4 when I came back to check. It wasn't 2 1/4, it was 1 hour and 3/4, so that was still too long. So next one is going to have to be 1 hour and a half. But again, it depends on the temperature. Like, I haven't had my air conditioner on in here because I haven't been in here. I poured it and then I left the room, so I thought there's no point having the air conditioner going when I'm not in here. But, yeah, it's obviously got a bit warm, and it's cured faster than what I was expecting. Alrighty, so there we go. That's looking better. Better. All right, so we'll just leave it like that. Maybe I can do another one at some stage and like put it inside this one, you know, as a sculpture. So I can still do that, and then move on to the drip bowl as well. But for now, this one will just stay like this, and I'll see you tomorrow when it's cured totally. So this is it from the side. Just show you a little bit of how it's looking. You can see that lovely ripple there. Okay, leave it at that. See you tomorrow. Righto guys, it's the next day. I could have unmolded, so to speak, yesterday, but we had my son and his wife over and my grandson yesterday for dinner, so I didn't get anything done. I was too busy playing with the baby. All right, so there's the stand I was telling you about. If you haven't seen this before, it's a leg of like a table or something like that, and it's really good because it's got this base plate, so it, you know, you don't have to worry about it wobbling over. And if you want a, you know, a wider top, you can just put a bowl over it, depending on what size, you know, you want your centre to be. But hopefully this has worked out okay. All right, now let's see if we can find a bit of plastic. There it is. It's a bit of plastic on the side there. It's decided to tear instead of come off in one piece. That's okay. But look, it's coming out. It's coming out. How much easier is this than the foil? Did you guys see the foil one that I did? And I had to leave the foil inside because, silly me, I thought the foil would come out, But no, it didn't. There we go. I think it's all of it. Yay! Oh my gosh. Look at that. She's quite heavy. Quite thick. Maybe I don't need quite so much resin in. Oh wow. Look at that. That is exactly what I wanted. I don't know that you can see that the center is any darker. I don't think you can. So that's how it sits. I'm going to take you over and put it on my little turntable. So it's not symmetrical at all, which is fine. Like, you know, people I think stress too much about it looking like too perfect, but you know, it's a piece of art, and I don't think it needs to be too symmetrical or too perfect. Like, you know, people put too much pressure on themselves to get everything right. But you know, I started off wanting to do the water ripple with a drip, and it didn't work. So I've just got the water ripple, and you know, I'm fine with that. So like I said, don't put too much pressure on yourself. Whatever you're going to create is going to be beautiful. This is still beautiful, even though it wasn't what I was expecting. It's still beautiful. So give you guys a break. Give yourselves a break, and just enjoy your hobby, hey? Don't stress too much if it isn't exactly what you wanted. All right, I'm going to go over to the other little table now, and pop this on the little turntable and see if I can show you a little bit better in some better light. There we go. I've just popped it on my little turntable so that I can stand here and record and you can see what's going on. So if you wanted to, you could do another piece. Like you might want to do the same color or lighter or darker, and then you can actually pop it inside this one, like maybe a longer, skinnier one that comes, you know, a little bit higher, and make yourself a really beautiful sculpture. Or you could just leave it like this. You could pop some fruit in it, or it could just be for display purposes in your living room. This would suit my living room because kind of Hamptons with blues. So yeah, there you go. Love it. And I love the way the water ripple has stayed in there. And the edges have come up nice because, you know, I trimmed them while the resin was still soft, so it stayed nice and glossy. You know how sometimes if you cut or sand resin, once it's set, it goes kind of white? But it's kept its sheen, which is really nice. Look at those ripples. What do you think? Let me know what you think. I love it, but you let me know what you think if you love it as well. And certainly we'll be doing more of these. And I will get to a drip. I will. I have to. I want to do a drip. I'll get there. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you learned something. I sure did. All right. See you for the next one real soon. I'll show you the puppies soon too. Okay, take care. Bye for now.